Hello, 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 hello. Good evening, everyone. So finally, the wait is over, and we're going to start the Titan batch from day after tomorrow. So as it is, so it's 29 today. Okay, okay. So me, Pratik Gupta, and Akhilesh sir are going to start the Titan batch from day after tomorrow. So first of all, like in this lecture, we are going to provide you a brief introduction, like how we're going to proceed in this Titan batch and what all things we're going to cover as a part of it. Sir.
So, aspirants, very good evening. Finally, your wait is over. Here, in front of you, present is Mr. Pratik Gupta, sir, for teaching economy, and me, that is Akhilesh Gaur. I'll be taking geography for all of you. So, here in this lecture, we'll give a brief introduction, how we'll proceed, what will be our strategy, and how we'll move ahead, what will be our overall focus and comprehensive way of tackling prelims, mains, as well as up to interview level. So, in this particular video, we will be talking about the general trend of prelims as well as mains in the concerned subjects, as well as what will be the common offerings which we will be giving to all of you while teaching the concerned subject. And further, what will be our strategy and how the UPSC in the last 5 to 10 years has changed its face and how to tackle that change phase of the UPSC in this batch. Since the batch is going to be in pure English, so is in front of you. So I would hand over to Pratik sir to please start. Sir, to you, please start.
Thank you, sir. So first of all, I'll provide you like what are the offerings as a part of Titan batch, like the pricing and all. Okay, so that is all the the photos of faculty who are going to be part of the Titan batch, and they're going to take different subjects. Then after that, like in our classes, like as a part of our course offering, we're going to provide current affair in all the classes. Then after that, like normally what happened, as you know, that like when the students are attending the classes, they need to compile the notes of their own. So the point is what, obviously you people can take the notes of your own, but as a part of additional offering, here our team will simply compile the notes of each and every class, and that will be shared with all of you in the PDF form. For example, if I'm doing a topic of GDP, okay, so normally what happened in the topic of GDP, we have been talking about all the methods of GDP calculations and the other. So what people are doing as a part of, those who have been attending the classes, they've been making the notes in their own way, okay. Now, what the we people will do as a part of the PDF notes, that we will simply compile the notes in a very much structured form, and that you people can simply take as an additional thing. Because sometimes what happen, some important points students are missing while taking down the notes and the other. So, as a part of additional offering, you will get a topic-wise PDF notes. Secondly, every day you will get 10 multiple choice questions and model answer also. Then after that, you have the orientation class, which is free for all. Then you will also get the pre plus mains monthly magazine, which is very important to cover the current affairs part. Then after that, you have the weekly test. That is around 50 MCQ questions you will get, whatever current affairs and the other things have been going on. And plus you will also get 5 mains focused question that is for around 60 minutes, and the other that people can write and they can simply submit the answer for the purpose of evaluation. Because as you know that students are normally being kind of very comfortable when it comes to doing the prelims paper, but in the mains examination there is a one problem which is being faced by student, that is what? The writing practice. So if you people have been doing the continuous writing practice, then certainly you can say you will be able to master yourself in terms of writing the good answer and scoring more in the mains examination. Because prelims is all about your that UPSC is conducting prelims for the sake of elimination, and they're conducting mains for the purpose of selecting the candidate. Okay, so obviously in both the things you need to be master, and that's why we'll go simultaneously in both the areas, that you will practice the MCQs as well as you will also practice the mains examination. Yeah, one thing which I really want to add here, that I request all the aspirants who are going to join the classes, and all also those students who are not part of PW and they're being preparing of their own, to please do the writing practice. Because what happened, I saw so many students as a part of my offline batches, and moreover in my other online batches also, that students are avoiding writing the mains examination answer. Because what they've been thinking, that when we will go for the mains examination, that time we will write it, or if we clear the prelims examination, then we'll simply start doing the answer writing practice. But I'll suggest, that you have to start it from the very first day as soon as you start covering the topics from the mains examination point of view. Okay. After that, what is the batch name? Like, as you know, it's a UPSC prelims and mains examination batch for 2024. Then the course will be conducted completely in English. Okay. So you will have the classes in English, plus you will also get the material in English only. Okay. The batch is going to start from day after tomorrow, 1st of December. And the schedule will be 2 lectures every day, plus the weekly test, as I just told you. Then after that, your subscription will end on 30th of September 2024. So in 2022, it's almost about to end. So almost you can say 1 year, around 9 months of subscription you will be able to get. Okay. Then schedule faculty wise 5 days per week. Then price is just 9999 that you need to pay. So in the morning, the classes will be 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. And then in the evening, you have the 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. So currently, what is the schedule? That I am going to take the morning class in 8 to 10 in the morning, and the geography class will be 8 to 10 in the evening. Okay. Then after that, as we just introduced that I'm going to take economics, and Akhilesh sir is going to take the geography part. Now I'm going to hand over to Akhilesh sir, and he will going to tell you certain things about the course and the other. So.
Thank you, sir. So let me introduce first of all Pratik Gupta, sir, who's the postgraduate from Delhi University and IGNOU, as well as he has mentored more than 1 lakh students for civil services examination and is having nothing but more than 10 years of experience in teaching with various renowned institutions, and there is a history of producing the officers in this country. So thank you, Pratik sir, and that is me. Pratik sir will be taking economy, I'll be taking your geography. So as sir has mentioned, same way I will also add to certain things in this particular lecture. That is one page which when you will open, this will be PW store. You can go through this particular thing, and suppose you want to see that, so you can see the process also. It is being played here that once you go to the page, you can click upon this, then there will be the header which will be dropped, and in that header certain things will be displayed where you will see how to get that course, that is Titan for 2024, and you can explore the course as well as you can go inside and see what are the inclusions, as well as apart from the inclusions, what are the faculties which will be taking the lectures in the course. Beyond that, the demo lectures have also been incorporated. So just to give you an insight, what will be taught in the class, how the class will be, content, presentation, the faculties, and once you take the course, then you will realize what is the in-depth knowledge which you will be getting after taking that particular course. And you can do the payment like this is being displayed, so it will be always here. You can just check after going to the entire video what is the process, how to pay for this, right? So this is another thing. Apart from that, as I have mentioned, sir will take economy and I will take geography. So first of all, sir will explain that what will be the syllabus for the preliminary exam as well as mains exam, and beyond, and he will tell about the strategy, how the UPSC has changed its trend, as well as how prelims, how mains, they are having the weightage in the examinations, how much economy you should read to get the good marks in mains, as well as how much economy you should read to get qualifying marks in prelims to crack definitely your civil services as well as your forest, both examinations, right? So I would hand over to sir. Sir, please carry on with your economics. Thank you.
See, there is a one thing, which I want to add before starting the lecture. See, for the last 11 years, I'm teaching to the civil service aspirants. Like if I'll tell you about my career, as a lot of people who have been watching this, live session, they're aware that that I'm doing the offline classes for the last 10 years. And just that you can say for 2 to 3 months, I, joined in the online courses. Like one thing, which is really disturbing, I would say, that a lot of people are being saying this thing, sir, how an institute or any online platform will be able to provide such a, the course for UPSC examination for civil service in just 10,000 rupees or 15,000 rupees. See, if I'll tell you, when the offer came to me to join PW, because when I, interacted with Alak sir regarding the UPSC examination and, whatever this UPSC Wallah we are going to launch for the UPSC preparation, when I heard the fee, They said, "Ki sir, in just 10,000 rupees, we are going to, mentor the students who are not able to afford the coaching." Because if I'll tell you, almost the fee in the offline courses is just around 1 lakh, 1.5 lakh. Okay. So when he told me that in just a small amount of money, we're going to provide the complete course, and our target will be, to target those students who are not able to afford such an expensive coaching, and they're not being able to realize their dream for the civil service examination. So I said, fine, we will be part of your journey, and moreover, we'll, simply put our best for the sake of, helping those students who are not being able to afford this, and we will simply guide them. And seriously, I'm telling you, you just need to believe that, when you will join the course, that in any way or nowhere we are going to compromise with the quality. So whatever quality, I used to provide as a part of my offline classes in different institutes where I worked with, the same kind of quality we people are going to provide as a part of this online courses, and specifically those who are not able to afford such an expensive coaching. So I'm telling you, without any doubt, without any fear, just join and be the part of a journey. And I'm telling you, till now people have been hearing this one or two examples that people from such a lower income group are being able to pass the examination, and there is a lot of videos are being viral on the social media, there are a lot of photos are being viral on the social media, that a person from such a poor background is being able to clear the examination. I'm telling you, now we people are going to create so many examples, not just one or two examples in every year examination result. We are going to create so many examples. Okay. So without any fear, without any doubt, just join it and part of a journey. And I'm telling you, we people are going to crack it for sure. Okay. So now I'm going to tell you in very brief about that, what all things we are having as a part of civil service examination for the economic syllabus and how we are going to cover this. Okay. See, first of all, if I'll show you, that is the prelim syllabus given by UPSC for the economics. So the point is that first of all, the prelim syllabus is not properly defined by UPSC. It's just that they have mentioned a very small thing, that is economic and social development, sustainable development, poverty, inclusion, demographics, social sector initiatives. Like if I'll tell you, in reality, the syllabus here is this, etc. Okay, that when it comes to covering the different part as a part of the syllabus, that the syllabus is basically this etc. part, because I'm telling you, majority of the question in case of prelims examination are being coming from topics like banking, fiscal policy, then inflation, capital market, foreign trade, foreign investment. But nowhere, as you can see, they have not mentioned that you have these things as a part of a syllabus. So point is what? How we are deciding that what all things we need to cover in the prelims examination. That is all as per the pattern of question asked by UPSC in the earlier previous examination, or previous year papers, I would say. So accordingly, we will simply cover all those topics, and out of those topics, I would say certain topics are certainly being helped in mains examination also, but majority, I would say, are not helping in terms of, for example, banking is a topic which is corely we will prepare from prelims point of view. When it comes to topic of inflation, again, majority is being coming in prelims only. When it comes to the third topic called capital market, again, that is not mentioned as a part of a syllabus, but we will cover it as a part of our, the UPSC examination, whatever topics we need to cover. So the point is what? In prelims, the syllabus is not properly defined. So how we are going to cover it? Obviously, as a part of our past year questions trend. Okay. After this, what is the weightage? What is the weightage of economics as a part of our examination? I would say around 19 to 20 question, I would say on an average, every year people have been getting from the economics section. So I would say almost 1/5 of the paper in your prelims will come from economics. Okay, so that is one of the area which we can't ignore. Okay, so as we also provided in our launch video for the Titan course, like around like on the Constitution Day when the video was provided, that economics we are going to make it really easy. So normally what we are doing, whatever things we're discussing as a part of our economics classes, We have been doing things in a very simple way and with the help of real life example, because I'm telling you, economics is really interesting when you will simply connect it with the real life example. For example, when you're discussing the GST topic in the classroom, I'm giving several examples that how this is how the, when you're being paying something or when you're going to any shop or the other, and you're buying something, that is how the bill is being provided by the shopkeeper. And how you will be able to verify that this particular bill is being kind of actually correct or not. So in a way, I would say, beside having the good knowledge about the economics content, you will be able to know what is all things have been going around. Okay, that is the one part. Secondly, like if you go by the number of questions in a, in this structured way, then you will find every year like 14, 18, 11, 16, 15, like this year, almost 29 questions asked by UPSC from the economics section. Okay, so on an average, 18. So one of the area that you can't ignore, and moreover, it's very, very important from the examination. Then after that, I would say UPSC has actually done justice with the mains examination syllabus. Why I'm saying this? Because they have given and they have provided a complete comprehensive list at what are the topics we need to cover. So I'll say majority of the topics are being given in the paper number 3, but yes, we also have few topics as a part of our paper number 2 also. For example, the topic of international organization, the topic of poverty, then the topic of unemployment, that we're also covering as a part of our, the economic syllabus. Like these topics are also being kind of covered by the faculty who will also take the social, issues topic, but certain things we also need to cover from economics point of view, like how the poverty line is being provided by the government of India, what are the methodologies, these kind of things will cover. Like again, in the unemployment topic, we're also discussing what is a method is being followed by government when it comes to the measurement of unemployment rate and the other. So certain things I'm discussing which are being from the economics perspective, and there are certain things which are being discussed by the social issues faculty who will discuss the things about the various social factors and the other, which are being part of this topic. Okay. So almost you can say around 18 topics are being given as a part of our syllabus for the mains examination from the economics section. In an economy, issue related to planning, mobilization of resources, growth, development and employment, inclusive growth, then government budgeting, transport and marketing of agriculture produce, and so many other topics. So in total, I would say, as I said, around 18 to 19 topics we have that we've been covering. Now, what about the weightage of economics in case of mains examination? Almost, I would say, as you know that we have 4 GS paper and every paper is having 250 marks of weightage. So in total, we have 1000 marks. So out of 1000, I would say on an average every year, 15% of the paper is being coming from economic section. That means around 150 marks worth of question you will get in the paper number 3 and 2-3 questions you will get in the paper number 2. Okay. So see, that is the weightage. So in 2013, when the syllabus was changed, I think it was 2012 only when the syllabus was changed. So 135, 130, 120, 150. In 2017, 185, 145, and so on. So average is around 145.5. Now, whatever topic we'll discuss, in our classes, which are being more relevant from the mains perspective, again, what could be our strategy? The strategy will be very simple. We'll discuss things from the very basic, and once the basics will be clear, we'll simply kind of connect it with the current affairs, and we'll also try to build your opinion on that. Because as we already said in the earlier video, that majority of the questions which are being coming in the mains examination are being provided with the critically examine, elaborate, give your opinion and the other. So unless until you're not having good opinion about each and every topic, then we will not be able to provide a good answer for that. So strategy would be the simple. That means the foundation will be built. Once it will be done, then we will connect it with the current affairs. And then after that, we will have discussion about each and every topic in the classroom, from the examination. Okay. So that is what the weightage will be. Now, normally one of the question which students are always asking is, sir, do we really need to cover the NCERT part or not, or the other? So if you really want to read it, then obviously you can cover it. But if you're not very much interested, in terms of completing the NCERT, then you can ignore it also, because whatever things are being given in the NCERT, we are going to incorporate as a part of our classroom course only. But still, if like normally the students are insisting, sir, we need to have a complete sort of information, like what all things we need to cover from the NCERT, Then you have the list in front of you that you need to cover the 9th NCRT, 10th NCRT, 11th, and 12th. And there is no need to do the complete NCRT because we need to complete only that part. We need to cover only that part which is being part of our syllabus. For example, the 9th NCRT, you can complete the entire book because whatever topics are being given, these are very simple in nature. Then secondly, the 10th NCRT, again, you need to cover just first, second, third, fourth, and last chapter called Consumer Right. 11th NCRT, again, you can complete it, the whole book. And the 12th NCRT, you can say, you just need to cover the chapter number 3, 5, and 6. But obviously, if you are new to economics, then you will not be able to understand all these chapters because you will get a lot of technical terms and formulas you will get. So once you will do the classes, then when you will go for these chapters, then you will be able. But obviously, once we'll complete the class, but still, if you want to refer it, then the list is in front of you. Moreover, there is no need to buy any NCRT because all the NCRT books are totally free on the website of NCRT. So you just need to go there. Link has been given here. You can simply click on that, and then after that, download all the NCRT. Okay. Now, material, what we need to complete. Only, I would say, the notes of provided by PW. Okay. Secondly, whatever are daily class notes, and then you just need to, kind of daily practice question that we have been providing. Plus, side by side, for few topics and the other, I will provide my handout also because sometimes what happens, there are certain topics which have been quite lengthy. So what we are doing in the classroom, we are simply covering that, and we're being building concept regarding that. And then once a concept is being built, we're providing a small handout from my side for that particular topic. Okay. So that is how we are going to cover it. So one thing is assured, once you will complete all this thing, you will have a good amount of hold over the subject of economics. Moreover, one thing as a part of simple strategy for UPSC examination, if you're not being able to complete all the questions which are being asked by examiner in the prelims examination, no problem with that because the cutoff, as you know, is around 50%. So if you're being able to do 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10, more than sufficient. Same in case of UPSC mains examination. If you're being able to score around 40-45% overall in each and every paper you're being attempting, then again, I would say more than sufficient to clear the exam. Okay. So point is what we need to focus on. We need to focus on the quality of our answer writing in the mains examination. And second, in the prelims examination, we need to focus more about the accuracy part. Okay. So we're not supposed to run about the quantity. I'm again repeating, we need to run towards the quality part. Okay. So that is all I need to, want to tell you about the things we need to cover. And after that, as you know, the kind of questions asked by UPSC, these are normally conceptual. So again, in the prelims, our focus will be on conceptual clarity, not on the factual part. But wherever the facts are required, that will be told in the classroom. Okay. So as you can see as a part of certain examples of question asked by UPSC in the prelims examination, these are totally conceptual. Hardly any fact is being asked. So you need to remember the facts in the history topic, and the other, but in the economics, only concept we need to understand and we need to build here. Okay. So like, for example, in the context of any country, which one of the following would be considered as part of its social capital? Okay. So we're not going to discuss this question answer. I'm just telling you the kind of question they're being asking. Okay. Like if you see this question also again, no facts, just the concept you need to understand. And I will also show you, one or two questions, the mains examination, that you will get a feel regarding that what kind of question they examination. Like see this one. Is inclusive growth possible under market economy? State the significance of financial inclusion in achieving economic growth in India. That was a question asked by UPSC in this mains examination only. So the point is what? If you see and read the question doesn't seems to be very difficult. But the main issue is what? How you will be able to synchronize everything in just 150 words. Okay. So that is what we will do in the classroom to understand each and everything. And secondly, as a part of our mains answer writing practice, you will be able to understand that how you need to write this. Secondly, if you see this question, last one, which I would say sometime UPSC is also being, very kind to students and they're being asking very simple question. Distinguish between capital budget and revenue budget. Explain the components of these budget. That was a question in 2021 mains examination. I would say in 2021 mains, the question from economics was one of the easiest. Okay. Moreover, beside my classes over the, our app on the PW, and moreover on our whatever course you are going to join, you will also get my classes regarding the budget and economic survey, because normally that is also one of the questions asked by student ki, sir, how we are going to cover the economic survey and budget. So don't worry about that. Once the budget economic survey will come, I will record the classes and you people will get these classes on our channel, YouTube. So anyone who will join today, don't worry about these things. You are going to get it without any problem. Okay. So that is all I need to tell you about the economics part. Now I'm going to hand over the mic to our geography faculty, Achilles. So he's going to tell you about the strategy for the geography part. Thank you very much. So we are going to meet in the classroom. Charlie, thank you. Sir, over to you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Prateek sir. So once again, good evening all of you. So finally, economy discussion is over. Sir has explained very nicely and very clearly how to approach the subject, how the trends are changing in the subject, and what is the focus in the mains and what is the focus in the prelims. Same way, we'll approach for geography also by seeing what shall be our strategy for moving ahead as far as geography as a subject is concerned. So this is me who will be taking geography as a subject for you for general studies, and in general studies, prelims, mains per se, as well as few discussions will be interview, what they ask. Suppose you have geography optional, then what do they ask and how to approach an interview also. That also we'll be discussing in the classroom once we'll start the subject. So coming back to the geography, how to approach. First of all, we need to understand what is the subject actually. So if you see subject has been divided into 5 verticals. If you see these 5 verticals, one is the general geography, which will give you the introduction, basics, what actually geography is. And then next is physical geography. That is the study of all the earth as well as universe, what is there inside the earth, geomorphological things, as well as oceans, and in the oceans, what are the lives, as well as what are the overall structures on the surface of the earth, and what is the significance of the atmosphere, and that is above the earth. So these all things will be discussed in the physical geography. And next portion is the Indian geography per se, because Indian geography, if you see, we are staying in India, and Indian geography is very interested because India, if the map, then it is covered one side with the ocean, another side also with the ocean, and here is the connected mainland. So this is how this subject is interested, because we ourselves have so much interested geography. So Indian geography becomes very, very important when it comes to prelims. But mains, yes, physical as well as economic geography. So one more vertical, which is here divided, that is economic geography. So economic geography will comprise of those things which are basically related to the economy of the country, as well as those things, for example, industries, for example, energy, minerals, and power systems, power, how the power is being generated, as well as what are the type of minerals, then what are the type of energies, agriculture, land resources, water resources, all those parts. Now I will be taking care of all those things in the coming minutes. So first of all, I just would like to make you familiar what is the trend, how the trend will move. Okay, coming back to the number of questions asked, how many number of questions generally asked? If you see, starting from 2013 and then coming back to 2022, the overall share of the geography has been reduced a bit, because here if you see in this scenario up to 2015, the number of questions asked were very high, because questions used to be asked from all the verticals, economic geography also, physical geography also, world maps also, India map also. So everything used to be covered. But now UPSC has changed its trend. Now how trend is changed is, if you see, the overall average has come out to be 9 to 10 questions per year, and the inclination has seen in prelims more or less towards the physical geography. Physical geography is the subject of focus for the prelims, whereas one more thing is that is maps. So UPSC is focusing on maps also. So our focus everywhere, whatever we will discuss, as sir has mentioned, when we will discuss any topic, that will be with relation to the current affairs. So anything which will be in current affair, be it a city, be it a volcano, or any earthquake which has come, any kind of geographical phenomena, tsunami has happened, or a new species have found out, any national park, any new thing has happened, that will become the subject of discussion in the map also. So we'll be discussing the same thing in map. So physical geography, UPSC has given more emphasis. Maps also, in that also UPSC has given more emphasis on the analysis. So analysis part has become more important. Why? Because nowadays prelims exam is not like you just have to remember the fact and you will crack the exam. Absolutely no. They will, if ask any question from the reverse, that means they will ask from reverse the exact flow and what is the direction, how the rivers meet. For example, if one river is flowing like this, number of rivers are meeting. So they may ask you after which river will meet and what is the final river. That was the question asked from the Indus River system. So the overall, if you see, the overall share is good. 10 questions is very big to make someone qualify exam as well as to make someone out of the exam. But the good part is all the entire paper comes from map, and overall subject is easily comprehensible. Plus, you can easily attack the question and you can easily crack the question if you have a little analytical bent of mind and you are thinking technically. So it is very easy, be it a map question or be it any conceptual question. But yes, it demands a huge amount of conceptual clarity that we will ensure in our classes, right? And after that, if you see the mains trend, so mains on an average, this subject holds 100 marks contribution in the entire overall mains. If you see GS 1, 2, 3, 4, as sir has mentioned, that overall account for 1000 marks, in that 1000 marks, 100 to 120 marks becomes the share for the geography. And GS paper 1, where geography questions are asked, in this I would say that economic geography or human geography takes the much share. So that means there are two things. Physical geography has to be interpreted, has to be read with respect to pre and mains. Economic geography also they ask 1, 2 or 3 questions. Nowadays UPSC is trying to balance. If you see 2020, 21, 23, UPSC trying to balance. They're increasing the economic geography share. But yes, still the dominance is towards the physical geography. So economic geography becomes equally important. Human geography, which will includes the minerals, the energy sectors, as well as agriculture, as well as they will talk about the all type of industries. So that has also become a hot topic as far as it is mains question, because that relate to daily life. How mineral oil industries are located in the world. How iron and steel industries are changing their location. Why sugar industries are shifting to the South India. Why cotton growing industries are not exactly at the Ahmedabad area, but they are also percolating in other parts of the country. What is the tea board, and why geography, if you see why the Britishers failed in the past to increase the extent of the tea industry, what are those geographical factors? Because it relates to daily life. So mixing those daily life things and then taking account geography, that is the subject of the mains. And more important, whether it's pre or mains, the entire focus for the UPSC will be current events. So whenever anything is in the current, so that will become the subject of discussion and that will become the hot topic for the UPSC to provide for the pre-exam as well as mains exam. So now, after discussing the trend, let us come back to the overall syllabus, how we'll approach the syllabus and what will be our strategy. Okay, so let us start with the general geography. General geography, we will, as I have mentioned, we will be distributing the entire subject into 5 verticals. The first vertical will be the general. General will include the introduction and the basics of geography. Why I have kept this as a basics of geography? Because many aspirants of UPSC belong to non-technical field. And when non-technical field, they read other things, but geography involves a lot of technical things. For example, it involves very technical terms, for example, pressure, forces, momentum, then heat, energy, all those things, surface tension, capillarity, all these technical terms, which are generally, dominated by the engineers. So in that, what we have done, we have kept 2 to 3 hours or maybe 4 hours session on the basics of geography, where we'll be talking about the basic terms or basic fundamentals or basic laws, which will be utilized while studying our subject. Once we have attended this basics class, you don't need to worry at all, because it has been the complaint of the student for the last, it has been a concern also for the last so many years, especially our student, that many times when we read the NCERT, we don't understand few things because of the complex of the terms. So those complex terms, will be completely diluted and will be completely easily made comprehensible in this particular session. After that, we'll be discussing about the overall development of the universe. In the universe, solar system, galaxies, stars, planets, asteroids, comets, all those things we will discuss, how they form, what are the theories which will be discussed, and what are the theories which have been propounded, the theories which have been given by a number of geographers, those theories, what is their relevance. If you see now this particular topic, general geography topic doesn't have much relevance as far as the mains examination is concerned, but yes, the prelims examination holds very big importance, because this subject, if you will see this particular topic, it holds importance in the pre, because this topic, earth and related concepts will include a lot of things. For example, we'll be discussing about latitudes and longitudes, and this is responsible for deciding the time zones of the country as well as world, which affect our daily lives. Same we will be discussing. Then what is the shape and the size of the earth, how many zones the earth has been divided. After that, if you see the basics related to the earth, in that, what are the motions? Since earth is rotating on the axis, motions are there, revolution, rotation. So what is the effect of those rotation and revolution? You will be surprised to know that in the coming lectures, when the earth is moving in an inclined axis as well as revolving around the sun, that is the sole factor for the overall heat, overall winds, overall phenomena of high pressure, low pressure, sea waves, as well as that is a phenomena for tides. So that we will be discussing. So this part hold the importance, being the foundation of the entire geography subject, right? So prelims perspective, very, very important. And your introduction, your basic, how the earth came into being, we'll be discussing this in depth. Further, going ahead, if you see next portion, the next vertical is geomorphology. Geomorphology will have number of topics. For example, interior of the earth, then how the continents originated and how the mountains originated. After that, what is the basics of the formation of the plateaus? Then phenomena in the geography. What are those phenomena? Those are the phenomena which are responsible for affecting our daily life. Those are earthquake, tsunamis. Now, we have to understand how UPSC preparation should be oriented while studying these topics. That is a basic doubt of every student, ki what should be the strategy, because NCERT says like a story, how to comprehend NCERT and how to deduce that in terms of pre and in terms of main. So for that, I would like to give you few examples in the form of questions, ki what are the things to be taken for the mains perspective as well as for the prelims perspective. For example, if you see interior of earth and the rocks, this year mains, they have asked ki what are the types as well as characteristics of primary rocks. So this was the most easy question expected in the geography, because primary rocks is something you will find in very small class NCERT books. So primary rocks, the main focus in this question should be how to present the question, how to deduct the question. So they ask the type as well as characteristic. So we will study in our classes the how to deduce the mains question into three parts. One is introduction, next is the body, and the last one will be the conclusion. So every question will be deducted in this particular manner. This question also would have been deducted in this manner. Introduction, we would have written what is primary rocks. After that, we would have explained in this particular body that what are the types of the primary rock, part A, and then what are the characteristics of the primary rocks, part B. And then in the conclusion, we would have mentioned what happens when primary rocks undergo pressure, heat, temperature. So this is the strategy of cracking the mains. So when you will read the rock systems, your focus should be to go in detail with respect to pre, but to go in the overall types, characteristics, and plus what is the process in the primary rocks with respect to mains. So this is how you have to deduce. Now coming further in details in the next key, how to get the knowledge and how to read when we are reading about the mountains, islands, continents. See, we will be reading in our class number of mountain chains, number of islands and oceans, but how to make sure that it is what way we have to keep it our notes for the pre, what way we have to keep it our notes for the mains, because everybody advises you to go for pre and mains concomitantly at the same time. But what should be your strategy in this respect? So if you see this question I have kept specifically just to make you understand that world mountain ranges is our syllabus. How to comprehend that world mountain ranges? So world mountain ranges, the main question which was asked recently was ki briefly mention the alignment of the major mountain ranges of the world and explain their impact on local weather conditions. So that means first thing, you should be well aware about the mountain ranges in the world. whatever mountain ranges are present in the world. For example, India Himalayas, then Rockies, then Andes, then Alpine mountain ranges. Those mountain ranges you should be well aware about their placement. So we were supposed to draw it in the map when we were in the exam, and after that we should know how those mountain ranges are formed. What is the process of formation of those mountain ranges? Then what is the effect of those mountain ranges in the local weather conditions? So how mountain ranges affect the local weather condition, that is the subject of discussion and understanding, and that is the concept in geography. For example, many mountain ranges becomes the center point for the origination of the number of winds, right? And many mountain ranges becomes the hurdle for those winds. For example, our Himalayas, that is very important for the monsoon in India. Himalayas is very much important to prevent all of us and make India habitable when the very frigid and cold winds come from Siberian zone. So this is how we have to deduce with respect to our mains, and what are the alignment you have to make sure by presenting themselves overall one mountain ranges, and then what are those mountain ranges, where they are, we have to locate in the map. Then after that, what explain their impact on the local weather conditions with example, very important. So example, that means Andes in the South America, Rockies in the North America, Alpine mountain ranges in Europe. Similarly, in India, Himalayas. Like that, we should have mentioned in our that particular answer sheet within the zone of whatever words they have mentioned. That is 250 words, approximately 2.5 pages. So you have to draw map also, and you have to write also. You have to write conclusion. So this is the art which we have to learn, right? And this is your mains. As far as knowledge about mountain ranges is concerned, this is your mains. Now, what is your pre? If you go with respect to pre, so in India, in Greater Himalayas near Kashmir, they have asked the question about what? Siachen Glacier, location of the Siachen Glacier. This question was asked in 2020. Why? Because of the Galwan Valley incident. So everybody was of the opinion that question may come from Galwan Valley, Nubra and all those things, but question really came from Siachen Glacier, which was not expected, but yes, it was in the same zone. So how question is asked? Siachen Glacier is situated to the east of Aksai Chin, east of Leh, north of Gilgit, north of Nubra Valley. So means how to deduce this question. If you see the map, a broad idea about the map of India, this is the map. If you see this region and this region is Gilgit Baltistan, this region is Aksai Chin. So here somewhere this Siachen Glacier is located. So here you have Nubra Valley. So answer was that it is north of the Nubra Valley. If you knew the location perfectly, then you would have cracked the question. Now, what is prelims and what is mains? So while studying the mountain ranges, studying completely their process of formation, how they form, where they are, what is the location, what are the types, and what is their effect on the local weather. That is your mains. Now, what is your pre? In mountain range, this is specific to India. We don't have to study all the mountain ranges in depth with respect to their in detail. No, but yes, basic things should be known. Where they are, what is their significance in the rainfall, what is the significance in the local weather. But exact that depth location is not required. But yes, Indian location, Indian mountain ranges, that is very much required. So this is one type of question. Now in the geomorphology itself, if you see from the global phenomena, let's say volcanism. So how volcanism is important, and how much volcanism is important, or how much tsunamis are important. So how to understand that? Just read the mains and pre question. You yourself will get to know what is the way of learning for mains and learning for pre. For example, mention the global occurrence of volcanic eruptions in 2021. This is a very important catchy word. Global occurrence, volcanic eruption 2021, and overall volcanic eruptions. Mention their global occurrences. That means you should know the world volcanoes, whatever have erupted in 2021, whether it was Mount Sabang, Mount Vesuvius, Krakatau, all those volcanoes have been there. Okay, so you should know about them and their impact on regional environment, whether volcanoes are doing any kind of pollution, whether they are reflecting any rays, or they are absorbing any sun rays, or they are changing the climate. You can give the example. So that was expected from the exact this question. So what is your mains? Mains is to know about the volcanoes. Let me reiterate again in the very short. So you should know basics about the volcanoes. What are those volcanoes, first of all? Then number 2, after that, what are those types of the volcanoes? Then number 3, what is the location of the world volcanoes? Basic location of the world volcanoes are 3. 3 belts are there. One is Circum-Pacific belt, another is Mid-Atlantic belt, and the third one is Mid-Continental belt. You should know about them. Then what are the effect of the volcanoes? So this is your main. So whenever we read any topic, we will be covering apart from this current affairs also. So this is the mains. This is your mains. Now what is the pre? How to go after pre? See, pre is just a hurdle to stop you from becoming the civil servant. So that is why they will always put those type of questions where they can stop you. They will put some fact also. They will put some concept also. They will put some extra things also which you should know. So that is how we have to do our researches also while discussing about pre. So you see, the question came from Barren Island because a few months or 1 year ago, just the island volcano got erupted and some activity was seen from that. So question was given by keeping into mind the geography, number one, and number two, the current affairs also. See how the question was formulated. Consider the following statements. Barren Island volcano is an active volcano located in Indian territory. That everybody knows it is in Andaman Nicobar. Barren Island lies about 140 km east of Great Nicobar. That means from this statement, lying east of the Great Nicobar, the examiner was expecting that you will be knowing the geography of the Barren Island volcano. Whether it really is in Nicobar or it is in Lakshadweep that he was testing, or it was in near Andaman, or it was in Nicobar group of islands. So that he was testing. And the third thing which he was testing or she was testing, the last time Barren Island volcano erupted was in 1991. So this was the entire point of giving this particular question. It never erupted in this. It erupted recently. That is why question was given by taking the current affair into perspective. So that is how the pre and mains questions are formulated. So mains means domain should be large, and pre means maybe domain is limited, but the knowledge should be vast. So this is how you have to deduce, and you have to just select what is the way of the preparation. So all we will discuss in this our upcoming classes, that is interior, origin, and what are the phenomena, different phenomena, why they occur, how they occur. Then when phenomena have occurred, now our earth has formulated what are the overall features which you see. If you see in your daily life, you see lakes, you see deserts, you see glacial landforms because of glaciers. Let's say you go to Gangotri, you go to Amarnath, those areas you see some glacial landforms. Then you see coastal landforms in the Goa, then lakes and as well as rivers. So how do these landforms formulated? This we will be discussing in the upcoming lectures. After that, the third vertical will be climatology. So climatology means the entire study above the earth's surface, what has happened and how that is affecting on the surface, maybe ocean surface as well as maybe the land surface. So again, to understand the entire topic, we will be attacking first the basics. What are the basic terms which will help us to know about the concepts upcoming? For example, temperatures, pressures, then heat, then winds, these all things we'll be discussing, then density, these all basic things which will be helping us to comprehend about the atmospheric pressures, about how wind flows, how rainfall happens, how cloud formation happens, what is the reason of hail, what is the reason of precipitation, what is the reason of in the wind fog, what is the reason of frost. So all things we'll be discussing here. Then atmosphere will be talking why in earth as of now we are able to breathe but not in any other planet. Next is what are those layers of atmosphere, why those layers have been formed, and similarly what are the pressures, then what is the cause of precipitation, pressure belts, why wind blows, why it happens like every time in the July you will see monsoon. If you go to Kerala you will see monsoon, then July, August, September are the monsoon months. Every time barring 2-3 days gap in the starting as well as finishing, you will see the monsoon. Why it is happening regularly? What is that phenomena which is occurring? So this will be our subject of discussion. Then all the basic things, let's say cyclone, why the cyclone is happening, and what are the reasons to the world climate. Let's say Africa, why the climate is so hot. Similarly, Mediterranean, why that in Mediterranean region, wines, grapes, dry fruits are being produced, and that region has got very, very soothing winds. Apart from that, what are the disastrous phenomena? Why in the coast of Odisha you have cyclones? Why in the coast of Andhra you get cyclone? Why Tamil Nadu you get the cyclone? But in Tamil Nadu you get the cyclone in October. Example, cyclone Gaja. So that is also discussion. But climatology, how to again separate it for pre and mains while studying. Suppose you are making notes in the class, how you should divide your mind. What should be the pre and what should be the mains. So coming back to this question, if you see troposphere, this question came recently this year, that troposphere is very significant atmospheric layer that determines weather processes. How? You see, the question was directly hit upon the troposphere. That means you should be know complete geography of the troposphere. What is the total height up to which troposphere is there? What are those weather phenomena which are happening in the troposphere? Whether cyclone is happening, whether El Nino is happening in the troposphere, monsoon is happening in the troposphere, jet streams are happening, clouds are happening. So this was your overall knowledge system which should be present while addressing this question. Again, the same method would have been there. First intro about troposphere, then diagram, then again in the body addressing strictly the question, what is the demand of the question, then giving the conclusion. So this was your mains. Now what is your pre? If you see, the question is a layer in the Earth's atmosphere called ionosphere. So he is asking the question about one layer, that is ionosphere, facilitating radio communication. Why? This he has asked the reasons. That is, the presence of ozone causes reflection. Radio waves have a very long wavelength. What does this question demand? You should have knowledge about the radio waves. Then the presence of ozone, what is its effect? Whether really ozone causes the reflection of the radio waves. Is it so? So this is your pre. So while studying the layers of the atmosphere, pre is getting the fact of every layer, getting into the depth of every layer. What is there in the every layer? What can be done? Whether aircraft can fly, whether weather balloons can fly, whether radio communication can be done. This is your pre. Then what is your mains? Overall knowledge about that particular layer. So this is how we will be discussing the climatology in the classes. Same way, when we will study the cyclones, we should know the depth of the cyclone. What is the interior of the cyclone? If this is the way how cyclone looks like, what is the center of the cyclone? Why it is called the eye of the cyclone? What is the temperature of the eye? What is the pressure of the eye? And what is this external section of the eye? This is your prelims. But what is your mains? If you see the mains will, why Bay of Bengal, why Gulf of Mexico, as well as why other coast of Philippines, they are experiencing cyclone. Why not the coast of London experience tropical type of cyclone? Why not the coast of West Africa experiences the tropical type of cyclones? So that is the major conceptual building whenever we will be discussing about the cyclonic things, right? So this is how we have to comprehend the climatology section. Next is the oceanography section. Oceanography means the entire science of studying the oceans. Oceans means ranging from the surface of the oceans. We'll be studying the depth of the ocean. Then we will be studying the resources inside the ocean. Then what are the forces which are occurring on the oceans? And because of that, what are the reasons of the ocean current? What are the reasons for the tides? So this is the overall topic of discussion in our upcoming lectures. Now, question is again how to comprehend what is pre and what is mains. So if you see this question, you will understand what is pre, what is mains. So what are the forces influencing the ocean currents? This was the question asked in the mains. That means they want you to understand which are the forces which are affecting the ocean currents. What is the relevance of those in fishing industry? That means ocean currents affect fishing industry. Same way, explain the factors responsible for the origin of the currents. What are those factors which are responsible for the currents origin? Whether those factors are really, whether it is any forces, whether it is Coriolis force, whether it is Earth's shape, whether it is land's mass, whether it is any winds, or whether it is any kind of planetary movement. So this is they were asking, how do they influence the regional climate, fishing and navigation? Why Africa have desert? Why South America have desert? Sahara desert, then after that Atacama desert, then Sonora and Mojave desert. Are they there because of ocean currents? Whether Japan have good fishing because of ocean currents, whether Newfoundland in America has good fishing because of ocean currents. Then navigation. In earlier past, in earlier history, the navigators used to use ocean current for their navigation. So this is how they are asking in the main. So vast knowledge, you see. Now, what is the pre? Consider the following statements. Annual range of temperature is greater in the Pacific than the Atlantic. So that means they are asking about the range of temperature. So temperature is the topic. You should know in depth about the temperature. Same way, further, annual range of temperature is greater in the northern hemisphere than the southern hemisphere. Further, they are asking about the temperature. So this is your pre. Facts in the pre and overall domain knowledge in the mains. So this is how we have to think about how we should prepare. Same way, if you see coral reef, it is general question is impact of global warming. This is your question on the coral reef. It is our syllabus. And then what is the pre? Pre is the entire factual knowledge about the coral reef, whether coral reefs occur overall in the Australia, Indonesia and Philippines, whether they are tropical waters, whether they are having more biodiversity than the tropical rainforest, right? After that, if you see Indian geography, so Indian geography, further we will be discussing number of parts. For example, physical features, Himalayas, as I mentioned earlier, Himalayas, you will experience more questions. If you see, they will ask you why landslide occur more in the Himalayas compared to Western Ghats. This is the mains. Then what is the pre? They will ask question from the Himalayas that Himalayas are overall situated in 5 states. Then Western Ghats are overall situated in 5 states. Then they will ask Pulicat Lake is situated in 2 states. This is your pre. See, fact about the Himalayas is your pre. Fact about the Western Ghat is pre. But why landslide are more in Himalayas than the Western Ghat? It is your mains. Continuously these questions are being asked from the Indian geography. Then if you see further, this is the type of question. Match the following they may give. They may ask you differentiate. This is the difference between pre and mains. Match the following may come. various peaks can be matched with the various mountains. What are those mountain systems? Where are the peaks? Then if you see here the drainage systems, question will be very simple. They will ask the questions from the rivers. What are the type? For example, in current affair, Tista River question was asked, Brahmaputra River question was asked, depending upon whether those rivers were in news. But mains questions will be different. In mains, they may ask you what is the reason that western rivers, they doesn't form delta. No delta is there in the western rivers. Whereas eastern rivers, yes, delta formation is there. Why? This is your mains. Factual knowledge about the river systems is your pre, whereas overall knowledge about the river systems is your mains. This is also one of the questions. So this is how we will be taking care of the entire discussion in Indian geography also. Pre, one is the mains, one is the pre. You can understand how you have to read. Whenever you will be reading the geography, you will be discussing, for example, any topic of the economic geography. We will be discussing government institution with respect to that, which government institution is active. For example, Tea Board of India, that institution is active. Tea industry, if you talk about. Then after that, what is the policy of the government with respect to that? Then what is the report, recent report? Let's say Tea Board has given any report that tea exports have increased. Economic survey has given any report. Then what is the geography? Which are the states where tea can be grown? Whether it can be grown in Himachal Pradesh, it can be grown in Tripura, it can be grown in Arunachal Pradesh or Assam. This is your prelims question. So this is your mains and this is your prelims. So while studying about economic geography, we will be talking about all the subjects in detail. And this will be our syllabus. That is minerals, energy, water resources, transport and communication, land resources, and human settlements. So how these things are variable, you can see from the questions that economic geography, this is the most important friend and foe in your mains exam. You see, the most easiest question, but most difficult if you don't have the knowledge. Why? If you see, the questions are very much historical as well as very much informative. Account for the present location of iron and steel industries. Today in the world, iron and steel industries are located in certain locations in the world. For example, in India, if you see Vizag, Bhilai, as well as in the world, in the US, you see Aplaching. In the Russia, you see Kuzbek, Kuznek. In the Ukraine, you see that is coast magnetic region. What are the reasons of iron and steel industries there? What is the basic cause? So that they are focusing upon, that is map we had to draw. We have to put up all the information. Then what are the same day question has India has immense potential for the solar energy. Now solar energy is in news. So solar energy, they will ask the question how to address. We should know everything about solar energy. That means what is the solar energy? That we will discuss. How the solar energy types are there, that we will discuss. Apart from that, solar energy exports are how much, imports are how much. Then what are the institution of the solar energy? What are the government policy for the solar energy? What does economic survey talks about the solar energy? So this is all about your mains examination. But what about pre? What about pre is your solar pumps. What is the technology involved? Solar wafers, whether we are importing or not. India is second largest or second largest or third largest importer or exporter. That is your prelims. So this is the basic difference between prelims and mains. Same way water transport, if you see problems and prospects. So if I would make crux of this discussion, showing you the overall type of the questions coming. So I would just like to reiterate कि prelims, if you see, prelims comprises of concept. Then prelims comprises of fact, a slight level of figures also, then current affairs. So these are the four pillars of the prelims. You go by the concept. Concept should be very, very strong. Concept should be completely strengthened by fact and figures. Let's say any reports, any surveys, indices, committees. Then after that, followed by the current affairs in that topic. Then nobody can stop you in the prelims. This is your basic idea about the prelims. Then what is your mains? If you see the mains, you should know everything about the topic. For example, what is that topic? What is the iron and steel industry? What is the percentage of the iron and steel industry? What is the report of iron and steel industry? What are the institution? Any board are there? What are the policies? Iron and steel industry. What is the process of the manufacturing of the iron? Is it the blast furnace? After that, iron and steel industry, if you see, what is the location in the world? So complete information starting from fact, figure, concept, location, map, pros and cons. So that means one more point I will mention: arguments in favor, arguments in against. This should be your viewpoint. Then decision, conclusion. This is your mains. So this was the just a basic discussion about how to approach the pre, how we will be approaching the mains, and what should be the approach for maps of the world in India. I would say we have to make sure that what are the different type of rivers in the map, what are the different type of plateaus, what are the mountain ranges in the map, then what are the different straits, isthmus, oceans, then countries which are bordering, then seas and countries, okay, then latitudes, then longitudes. So these are the important thing to be discussed in the map. So this all things in the India map as well as world map, that is also become the last vertical. And beyond that, if you see, so these are the, at last, I would say that these are the books recommended. That is Fundamentals of Physical Geography, class 11th, NCERT class 11th, India Physical Environment, NCERT class 12th, Fundamentals of Human Geography, class 12th again, India People and Economy. Okay, don't go by the figures. Okay, in this figures are a bit older. So you can do one thing, you can go after economic survey, you can go by the figures of some reports from the websites, whereas these are the fundamental books for the physical geography. So these are the 4 books. Apart from that, this is a certificate physical human geography, GC Leong. So these are the recommended books, generally recommended books by many institutions, and many personalities are starting from 6th class to 12th class, but that becomes very bulky and you cannot have a single source by reading those so many books. It is very difficult to revise them. So what is better strategy? If you cover these many books, that will be better for you. You can have a reading starting from A to Z. You can read this book, just develop the reading habit. That will help in your CSAT also. But only thing, this will be entirely covered in the classes. Your classes will be the gist of all these books. But still, if you want to read, I would recommend you can read. You will love to read the books once you understand the concept. But if you not, that will be a problem for you. And last is your atlas. One atlas you can purchase. Many companies, good companies are there. They are selling good atlas. For example, Black Swan and Oxford. So thank you, aspirants, for watching all of us. I would thank all of you for giving your precious time and valuable, amount of minutes to us. And we'll be watching each other, and we'll be coming back to you. I would request Prateek sir to join me and say thanks and bye to all of you by giving your precious time. So I hope and I wish I will see all of you during the classes, and I expect that you will enjoy the classes and you will crack this exam. We will crack this exam. Thank you all of you. Good night. To sir.
यस, थैंक यू सर. देखिए, चलिए हिंदी पे थोड़ी बात करते हैं, क्योंकि मैंने बहुत सारे कमेंट्स देखे जो आ रहे हैं स्टूडेंट्स के, जिसमें वो कह रहे हैं कि हिंदी में बात कीजिए, और ये भी बताइए कि जो हमारे इंग्लिश वाले बैच होने वाले हैं, जिसमें हम क्लास में बात तो हिंदी और इंग्लिश मिक्स में करेंगे, और जो नोट्स हमारे इंग्लिश में मिलेंगे. तो देखिए, एक चीज़ है कि जो भी कंप्लीट इंग्लिश मीडियम के बैचेस होंगे, दैट आई एम गोइंग टू टेक, प्लस आई वॉन्ट से दैट आई एम गोइंग टू टेक ऑल द इंग्लिश बैचेस, बट कुछ बैचेस होंगे जिसमें मैं आपको मिलूँगा, जिसमें हम क्लास में हिंदी इंग्लिश मिक्स में बात करेंगे, और जो नोट्स होंगे आपको इंग्लिश में प्रोवाइड किए जाएंगे. ठीक है, सो बस यही कहना चाहते हैं. सो फॉर टुडेज़ लेक्चर, दिस इज़ ऑल आई वांट टू टेल यू, एंड वी रियली वांट दैट यू शुड कम एंड बी पार्ट ऑफ आवर जर्नी. एंड बाकी तो देखिए, जैसे जैसे क्लासेस आगे बढ़ेंगी, वैसे वैसे कॉन्सेप्ट बिल्ट होते जाएंगे, और वैसे वैसे आप लोग अपने जर्नी के टुवर्ड्स आगे बढ़ते जाएंगे. देखिए, ऑब्वियसली आई वुड से कि दिस एग्ज़ाम इज़ नॉट tough, I would say, because normally, there is a one word which is being used for this examination, that UPSC examination for civil services is the mother of all exam. Okay, so obviously it is the mothers of all exam. And why it is being called? Because as you know, the parents, mother, father, they're being carrying a lot of burden, of all the family matters plus financial burden and the other. So same thing I would say in this examination also, that we need to carry a lot of burden on our shoulder. The point is almost 13 to 14 subjects we need to cover as a part of our prelims as well as mains examination. Plus we also need to cover our optional subject plus essay plus Hindi compulsory paper, or whatever language you have that you need to write, and moreover the English compulsory paper. So do remember, this exam is not tough if you will get a right guidance. It's just that you can say you just need to carry a lot of burden on your shoulder to complete a lot of things. ठीक है, तो चलिए आज का लेक्चर कंक्लूड करते हैं, और सर एक बार हम सारे एस्पिरेंट्स को बाय कहते हैं. चलिए, थैंक यू एंड थैंक्स अ लॉट फॉर वॉचिंग दिस लेक्चर. एंड सर,
थैंक यू एस्पिरेंट्स, थैंक्स अ लॉट फॉर बीइंग विद अस। धन्यवाद आप सभी लोगों का, मिलते हैं, थैंक यू।
चलिए, टेक केयर एंड स्टे हैप्पी एंड बी